Well, we've not worked out here on lawnmowers for a while. Right, here we are in February, well, in actual fact it's a nice sunny day. It's the first time I've actually been out here to actually do any work on any lawnmowers. So this is one of the ones that I got from auction last week. It's a Mountfield laser. It's a 42-inch cut. Now I haven't tried to start it, but first of all, initially, the deck's a little bit grubby. It's got some rust all around it. I'll show you that in a second. Now I was sold this as a so-called runner, although I haven't tried it. There is petrol in the tank. But I've just gone to press the priming bulb on the side of the carburetor. This is a Tecumseh engine, by the way, and there's actually no vacuum there of any sort of pressure at all, indicating to me that there's no petrol in that carburetor. So may have been led down the garden path with regards to it being a runner, but that's not a problem because we were obviously here to repair it. So let me just show you around it to see what actual work I'm going to carry out on this. Well, as you can see, the bodywork here, for example, is a little bit scabby. Someone's actually touched it up already with some red paint, but I don't really think it's worth me touching it up. I'm not too sure. I'll wait to see how it cleans up, and again I may just give that a slight rub down that area there and just touch up that little bit there, depending on the rest of the deck. But as you can see there's actually no pressure behind this bulb, although there's actually fuel in the carburetor. The rest of the engine has got a bit of alloy corrosion on it, and that indicates to me that probably this unit has been left outside at some stage. But apart from that, it all looks there. There's a little bit of bubbling under that label there, so I don't really want to have to remove them labels. So normally, if the labels are in good condition, I would leave them on and paint around them. But seeing as that one's got some corrosion underneath it, I don't really want to have to remove that label. It's not penetrative by the looks of it, it's just surface rust underneath the label. But everything else seems to be in order. The handles are all okay. So what I'll do now, as I say, I'll start to strip this unit down, get it down, get the carb off first of all, check the carb out, and first of all I'll probably get this running with regards to any carb work that needs to be done or ignition problems, and then I'll make the decision about whether I actually strip everything off to respray it or just to basically give it a clean up and touch up that little scabby area there. Right, I just wanted to show you the benefit of having an airline so that you can actually blow parts away. Now, as you can probably see from that part there, there is absolutely loads of crud and various stuff inside there. Now, to try and get that out, you could use a toothbrush, I suppose, to agitate it, but I just find it a whole lot easier just literally to get some old petrol or white spirit or whatever. I normally use stale petrol for this because loads of these lawnmowers I get come with petrol or fuel still in the tank, and 9 times out of 10 it's stale. So rather than dispose of that, I use that as a cleaning solution, and it works very well. It's just a little saving you can make, or a little benefit that you can get when you're doing this sort of work. So now I hope you can see there that that carb actually is in a lot better condition for me to actually handle it and dismantle it. All the gunk is gone from it all around there, and the mechanisms are all clean, and it's actually easier to work on now. So I'm going to strip the carb down now, and as I say, we can if we need to do any internal cleaning, I can drop that in the ultrasonic cleaner. But it's just a lot easier to handle and a cleaner to handle in this sort of situation, and it stops you from getting grit on your hands and then opening bits up and then getting the surrounding grit inside the small jets and whatever. So it just makes life a lot easier. Now, and again, most of the problems you get with these sort of small engine lawnmowers is either electrical or fuel delivery. So we're tackling probably the biggest part of this just by stripping the carb down and giving it an inspection. You can normally tell why these things haven't worked. Now, I don't know if you can see that inside that carburetor there. You've got a load of grit in there, loads of sand in there actually, and that's not a good sign, obviously. So that's proves that probably we've got a problem with running due to bad carburation. I'm just checking the float. This has got a brass float in this one, but I will actually take the float mechanism off, because there's signs that there's been water in here as well, because this pin, let me just show you, this is the pin that holds the float on, is actually a bit rusty, so that indicates that there's been some sort of fuel in the water, water in the fuel rather. But all in all, there seems to be quite a bit of scale in there. So what I'm actually going to do now is to actually take the carb completely off the manifold and the air filter, and I'm going to actually put this in the ultrasonic cleaner and give it a clean, so that all the little internal jets get cleaned out as well. Right, okay, I've just put these items in the ultrasonic cleaner. I haven't put any white spirit in there or anything. I'm just going to do a 5-minute run first of all, just to see what comes off initially. So 5-minute timer, and then switch on. Alright, well there we go. I've gone and done it again. I've stripped it right the way down. I did look at the deck and I thought it probably would have needed some extra painting. So what I'm going to do, I took the wire brush to it, as you can see, and it's revealed loads and loads of paint that was loose. I'm not going to disturb these stickers. I've made that decision. There is a little bit of bubbling below the stickers. It's only surface, I've already checked. But I'm going to retain these stickers. So all I'm going to do is tape round them and work up to them. So again, I'm just going to treat these areas now and give them a slight coat of filler. This actually has been repaired before. There is actually a slight hole there, and if you look underneath the actual mower, I don't know if you can get in here, but there's actually a patch that's been applied there before, and someone's gone to the trouble of repainting the underside, but obviously that's peeling off now. But I mean, all in all, that's a pretty solid deck, so again, not really worth me doing anything with the underside, because it's really not an expensive item. So all I'm going to do now is just tape up them stickers, treat these areas a little bit more, and get the area filled with some car body stopper filler, and then prepare it for spraying. So I'm going to do that now. Right, carb is out now. I've cleaned all the jets out, blown them through with the air hose, and everything appears to be okay. That primer bulb which I pressed in, when you shoot air through there, the primer bulb inflates, so it obviously is nice and clear now if it was blocked at all. But I've just sprayed that with carb cleaner, and I've just left it there for a second. As far as the deck's concerned, I've taped off all the logos I want to keep, and I've just put a light covering of stopper filler over these areas, as you can see all the way around there. And I'm going to let that go off then, sand it down, give it a coat of oxide primer, and then apply a top coat, and we should be ready to go to assemble. Well, we've painted the lawnmower deck, me and Jimmy. Well, I've had Jimmy, my little boy, 15 years old, I've had him out here working on his mini doors. You know, this one's been sort of sitting on this work platform, the Black & Decker Workmate, for quite a bit of time. It was in that sort of colour and condition. As you remember, the last time we actually looked at this door, we had a big hole in here, which I've showed him how to repair. That, and it's basically been filled. What we've done basically is fill the door, and I've got him to rub it down, and I've also got him to put it in a primer. So all we've got to do now, he's quite happy with the results. It's not too bad. It needs still a final cut bit of filler, which is like a stopper type filler. You just probably see here, for example, if I just get you in near enough, there's a couple of little sand scratches, for example, there and there, which we're going to skim over there with a bit of a stopper filler. The actual door is slight, you just see a slight, very slight outline there. Now, as I say, we'll probably put some stopper filler there, and once that's sanded down, this basically should be in a situation where it's pretty near ready for paint. Again, a couple of little marks need attention, again probably around here, for example. Again, but Jimmy's got to do this. I'm just showing him the procedure. It's only done with a spray can. Obviously spray canning is on quite a large panel it's quite hard to actually get full coverage, plus the spray can paint, as you know, very, very thin, and it's not like a filler primer where you can actually build it up and then sand it back. So it's just that Jimmy's learning a few little techniques, but as I say, that's what Jimmy's been doing. I've actually got Jimmy to spray this as well, as I said to you, but don't forget we've got the label all the way around there, which is masked off. The deck's not come out too bad, to be honest with you, and I've got to give it a coat of lacquer now, so I'm just about to do that now. So once we've done that, then it's a matter of reassembling and start building it up, and then I'll actually look at the engine and put the car back together. So that's where we're at the moment, so I'm just going to do that now. Well, as you can see now, we're probably up to about 17 degrees now centigrade, and the humidity is, well, nearly bang on 50 or just over 50, so we're okay there. When I come in here it was 6 degrees, so I was just showing you that I've got the heaters on at the moment, so that little gas heater's on there, and I've just got the infrared heater on there, just warming up the tins of paint which have obviously been standing out here, or the lacquer rather, sorry, which has been standing out here for quite a long time, so I'm just keeping that, getting them up to temperature so that things flow. So I'll mix the lacquer up in a minute, and then we'll put some lacquer on this little decky and see how that turns out. Right, I've got both heat sources turned off now. I've got the window open, I've got the extract fan on, I've got my mask. I'm just about to put the mixed up lacquer into my spray gun. Bear with me. Through a fine mesh filter, obviously. Right, okay, that's that into there. I'll just put my mask on. And I've got the gun, it's a HBLP gun set at 28 psi. Here we go. Right, that's the first coat on. I'm going to just let that go off for about 10 minutes, and then we'll put the second coat on. after I've sprayed, just by turning the heat off and opening the windows and the doors, the temperature's already gone down to about 13 degrees now, so we're losing temp all the time basically. So what I'm going to do is just let this go off. I'll probably leave it for a few hours actually, so but what I might do is just actually peel the labels off. I've covered the stickers up, as you already know, so I mean it's okay, it's not too bad. We've got a gloss on it, that's the main thing. Once you've got all the wheels and the engine back on, you're not going to notice any blemishes really, and from a distance it's going to look quite like a nice unit. So let's just pull the stickers off and see what we got. Again, don't forget, we're not looking at doing a fantastic job. All we're doing is looking at making it look as original as possible. That's the reason why I masked these labels up, these stickers up, to keep the originality of the lawnmower. It isn't a car restoration, it's a lawnmower that we've prolonged its life for a few more years basically. So there we go, that's the first one off. Well, as I said, don't forget some of these stickers are actually lifting in places, like on this corner here for example. I'll show you properly in a minute. Let me just get this big one off now, the main one. Could have normally waited till this probably had gone off a little bit more, but as soon as I've got the camera running, let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. There we go. Right, I'll show you what we've basically got. Right, okay, that's what we've got there basically. So that's what you're going to be seeing. As I said, remember we said we had a bit of bubbling under there. I wasn't too bothered about that. The stickers aren't in fantastic condition, but we've made the thing look standard. That's what I was aiming for, so I think that's the effect we've actually got. So what I'm going to do now is let this paint really cure off now, this lacquer, and then I'll reassemble it and you'll see the end result.